Hey there, my name is Adeola and today on the show I have
Yomi Nakobero.
Yes. So I have Yomi today because we're going to be talking about performance management, but we're going to be looking at it from two different points. So from the organizational point and from the personal point. And I'm going to go personal, she's going to go the organizational way. So what are we talking about today, Yomi?
Well, first we'll be talking about goal setting, and how important it is for performance management.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll like to look at, what is goal setting, what are the other organizational goals within, what are the organizational goals, and how does that, knowing the organizational goals, how does it help you to perform better?
And then also, their personal goals as well.
And then their personal goals.
Okay, so we're talking about goal setting from the organizational, which is probably professional, but also professional for personal or professional for the organization as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because we then kind of wear two hats, don't we?
Yes.
Right? So we have to meet our own personal demands and we have to meet our organization's demands. Okay, so let me talk from the personal and then I'll allow you to, you're the structure woman. Yes. Mm-hmm. So Yomi is into structure and how the organization should run, whilst I'm more emotional. So we're going to be balancing each other today. So I think goal settings is very important, and I'll say this because I think it's important because without a destination, it doesn't matter which road you take. So if you come out of your house with no destination, it doesn't matter whether you go left or you go right or you go straight or you bend, it doesn't matter because you haven't even got a destination in the first place. So a goal for me is almost like your bullseye. It's almost like what you work towards. I also would say that there are different kinds of goals, and I think a lot of people don't know this. I think there are three levels of goals: the A-type goal, B-type goal, and C-type goal. The A-type goal are goals that you know how to handle, right? And so it doesn't inspire you. The B-type goals are goals that you think you know how to handle. So I think if I call this person and call that person, I will sort this out. So it doesn't really inspire you as much, even if it's better than the A-type goal. But the C-type goal is a goal that you have no clue how to achieve. And that's what keeps you awake at night, and first thing in the morning you're awake because you're thinking of that goal. Now, how does that apply to a personal goal? Most of the goals that I create are goals that I have no clue how to achieve. Some of them I have achieved, some I'm still expectant to because I know I'll achieve them. Now, should you have A-type goals and B-type goals? I think so. However, those are not the ones that keep you up late at night. It's the C-type goal. And once you set up that kind of goal, or once you put it there, then you burn it into the tablets of your heart. You listen to it, look at it, talk about it morning, noon, and night, and then you eventually achieve it. So should you set a goal for yourself personally? I believe so, whether in your marriage or out of marriage, or for what you want to become, what you want to do. I think it helps you in performing better because now you have something you're working towards, and then you can acquire all the skills you need to acquire to achieve that goal as you are working towards it. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, so taking it from where Diola has the foundation she has already set. If you're looking at it in terms of the organization, we expect that every organization has its aims and its objectives, or the goals that they want to achieve. And I really think that even these three types of goals could also apply to the organization, because there are some goals that the organization could easily figure out and have employ people. Maybe that would be like the type A goals for the organization, and then for the goals that they think, okay, if I employ this kind of person, employ that kind of person, then we can achieve this. But then they think of goals that are really so huge and big, and then they're like, even if we get these people on board, how are we really going to achieve this? But then they want to achieve it, and it's necessary for the organization to have these clear goals, because then the employees that they bring in, the people who will be working with them, have an understanding of these goals, and then they can begin to run with that understanding. But if the goals are not clear, if the management is not able to explicitly state what these goals are, then it's difficult for the employees to do what they are asked to do. It's difficult for the employees to perform their task, and that would inevitably affect their own performance and of course affect the productivity of the organization. So it's really important for the organization to have their goals.
So how do we then merge both? How do we then say, okay, as a human being now, I've got an organizational goal that I need to achieve. I've also got a professional goal that I want to achieve for myself, i.e. I want to be a coach, so I need to do certain courses to be a coach. Mm-hmm. But then in my personal life, I also have a goal to maybe get married, by a certain period of time, or have my children by a certain period of time, or do something really phenomenal. How do you then marry, that with the organizational structure? And how does the organization itself also add my own personal goals to part of what the organization is concerned about? Mm. Because at the end of the day, it's still that one person.
Yes.
So if I'm not able to achieve, if I'm not able to merge all these parts in me to become one, how as a human being can I then achieve some of these goals?
Well, I think the ideal situation would have been, a case where somebody knows their personal goals and then they decide that, whatever organization I want to work with or work in is an organization where my goals somehow align with theirs. Now, they might not be, most likely not be exactly the same, but you can decide, you can then pick and choose the kind of company you work with, saying that, okay, this is what I want to achieve in my life, maybe professionally, and then you seek out the organizations that would help you achieve that professional goal and work with them. In that kind of a situation, it's easy for both personal goals and the organizational goals to merge. But where we work with an organization where they are going in this direction and you are going in a totally different direction, at some point you will both get frustrated because your goals are not aligning, and then you will almost get into a rut, where you become frustrated, you become tired, and the job is no longer
interesting or inspiring
for you. Exactly.
And I think a lot of people find themselves in this space.
Absolutely.
I also think not just as a personal thing, I think the organizations as well need to be more involved in the people that work for them, because without people there's no organization.
Yes.
So I think the organization itself needs to also ask you interested questions.
Yes.
About your life. What are the goals you have? What do you want to do in your life? Where do you want to be in 1 year, 5 years, whatever? How can we align our structure to that? Maybe i.e. for training, and all those, extracurricular things that can help you, achieve. Because if they had a coach, for example, or a therapist work with you, you probably have more peace of mind to be able to deliver in all these areas very well.
Yes.
So even if, human beings need to have their own goals, I think the organizations also should be more interested in the people.
Yes.
A lot of times they're only interested in bottom line.
True.
Right? So we need better people to perform better, and then of course the bottom line will get better, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think, for me it's sad that a lot of people find themselves in jobs that they hate, but they're doing it just because of maybe money to be paid, bills to be paid, but I think there's more to life than all of those. I think there's a sitting down of yourself, by yourself, with yourself, to find out exactly the things that give you joy, and at least do some of them. So it's not an all-rounder bad, situation you find yourself in,
Yes.
So I hope we've been able to talk about goals today and why it's important for people to have goals, but organizations to have goals as well, because without the people, there's no organization, and without the person, I think it's like vice versa, isn't it?
Yes.
Without the bunch of people, and without the organization, maybe you're also not able to fulfill your potential.
Yes.
Whether you work for yourself or you work for someone else, because you need a structure to be able to put the things that you want to do well. But you first need a goal.
Yes.
And you need, like I said, type A, type B, type C goals. But the goals that I want you to have more of are type C goals. They keep you up late at night and wake you up first thing in the morning, because it's a burning desire in your heart. Once again, my name is Adeola Kingsley James, and
Yomina Pobera.
have a wonderful day. We honor you.